Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're shredding into Metal Hellsinger VR, the latest rhythm FPS to hit the VR stage. So join me as we slay demons in tune to the beat, because this popular flat screen title has been officially ported to VR and is available for the Quest, PCVR, and PSVR2 for $30. And if you're excited for this game, strum that like button. And to see all my reviews, bang your head on subscribe. And now hang on, because we're going to find out if this is a heavy metal good time or a riff that misses the beat. In Metal Hellsinger, you step into the shoes of the unknown, a demon on a mission to reclaim your stolen voice by rocking your way through the fiery depths of hell. The narrative unfolds through engaging voiceovers from your companion, a talking skull. The story, it isn't particularly deep or overly engaging, but it does set a nice tone and it fits the theme and the metal culture quite well. And the voice acting, well, it's wicked good.
Which I guess is fair enough if you are the ruler of the infernal and unaccustomed to taking the big L.
The true anthem of its gameplay is the original metal soundtrack that acts as a conductor to the demon slaying. Everything, and I mean everything, in Metal Hellsinger is intertwined in the metal. The haptics, the power-ups, the environments, the guns, and even jumping and dashing all feel like they're part of the song. And it's wonderfully immersive. And the game just begs you to do everything in rhythm. And I'm not even that much of a metal fan, but this game gets me pumped up. And even after putting this game to rest for the night, its songs and rhythms still keep banging around inside my head. An understatement of the century, but getting the music part right for a music game? Well, that's pretty damn important. But are the mechanics just as epic? Let's take a look. You can jump, double jump, and dash. Your crosshairs, it's got these symbols here to help you stay in rhythm. And when added with the game's great use of haptics that pulse in tune with the song, you just can't help but feel the music course through your soul. And it really does help you stay on beat. And this is coming from a guy who listens to podcasts and audiobooks, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit it here in this review, but not really music. Your guns have unlimited ammo, and reloading, it's gesture-based. Shooting enemies in tune to the beat builds your multiplier that you can see down here. And as your multiplier builds, the music swells. At first you only hear some basic drumming, but time up a few shots and the guitars blaze in. And when you hear the vocals, you're the one unleashing hell. And ripping off shot after shot on beat just makes you feel like a total badass. But it does take some getting used to. I've got 30 years of shooters trained into me telling me to see enemy and just unload on it until it's dead. Metal Hellsinger, it requires a bit of rewiring for its combat. You can shoot faster than the beat, but you're gonna pay for it. It just takes a bit of getting used to it, but it's well worth it. In missing the beat, it won't completely ruin your multiplier, so don't worry about making mistakes. But that multiplier, it's not just for high scores. It's the chorus to dealing massive damage and turning it up to 11. But even without the high multiplier, your guns, they're still lethal. The guns come in a few different hellish varieties. You start with the sword and this fireball shooting skull, but you also get other weapons like pistols, shotguns, and more. Each gun has a unique special power that charges up when you're sledging to the beat. The levels are relatively short and take 15 to 20 minutes to complete, and each one ends with a boss taking center stage. Design-wise, it's all very linear. There really aren't any secrets to discover, and the collectibles are very limited. The art style is great, as there are some truly hellacious views to take in. But the visuals, well, they're a mixed set of good and disappointing. The PSVR2 version is a little lower res than what I liked, and some textures, well, they aren't great. But it does run smooth and at a native 90 Hz. The PCVR version does look better, and it ran flawlessly on my 3080 Ti, which is something the PCVR mod just couldn't say. So if you tried that mod out, just know the performance here is night and day different. Quest owners, sorry, but I wasn't able to review that version of the game, and I don't want to speak about it because I don't have any hands-on experience with it. And that pretty much covers the core of the game. Now let's move on to my opinion portion of this review. If you can't tell, I had a ton of fun playing this game, and while the PC version does have better visuals, I think the PSVR2 version wins here, simply because of the headset haptics. It's just a more immersive way to play, and I found that those haptics help me stay in rhythm. Just like the controllers, the headset pulses with the beat, and although the PSVR2 visuals are a slight downgrade, it is running at a native 90Hz without reprojection, and that is a good call. Because reprojection in a music game, that just seems off. I actually think the PSVR2 is probably the best headset on the market right now for music rhythm games because of the haptics. Wire be damned. Now, Metal Hellsinger is pretty heavy on the metal, but unfortunately, it's light on the content. There are really only 8 levels in the game, and as I said before, each one takes 15 to 20 minutes to beat, so we're looking at 2 to 4 hours of content for $30. And I'm with every single one of you right now. 2 to 4 hours just isn't enough anymore. And if you agree, sound off in the comments and consider subscribing. Help me grow this channel. The gameplay loop itself is awesome, but it's just over too quickly. And that's not the only thing out of tune here. Let's talk boss fights. They miss some notes. They feel recycled and don't have me screaming for an encore. It's basically the same enemy you're fighting each time. Its attacks, sure, they're a little different, but just not enough variety. It's the same formula. Dodge attacks for a while, then kill the summons, then kill the boss. And that's really unfortunate, because boss fights in VR can be really epic. And the hellish themes in this game are just begging for better bosses. Metal Hellsinger does, however, have good enemy variety, and they're a lot of fun to kill, and dodging around is a must, and doing it all in tune to the beat, you just feel like a badass. Metal Hellsinger also shows some of its flat screen bones in the game design. This wasn't a perfect translation to VR. It's pretty good, but not perfect. I don't particularly like using the sword. Slashing in rhythm with a motion-controlled arm movement just doesn't really feel right here. A flat screen sword swing is just a button press, and maybe it's my lack of musical ability, but slashing, especially slashing in tune to the beat, just never felt natural to me. I also struggled to use the dual pistols. On flat screen, you're just mashing at the trigger to the rhythm. In VR, you gotta aim both hands and do it in tune with the beat and pull the triggers in tune with the beat, and I just found it a little tough. And I actually found it easier to alternate between them, but it never felt as natural as I would have liked. And these things, my god, I cannot throw them in tune to the beat to save my life. I tried and I just can't figure them out. If you know how to do it, let me know, because I just feel pathetic. And the same can be said for reloading. It's gesture-based, and I'm not sure when the gesture really registers. At times it felt like the guns didn't reload, and I don't know if I ever did it in rhythm, which does give you bonuses. And part of that bonus on the flat screen game is a faster reload animation, which makes no sense at all for VR, but yet it's the same. And you don't really see that reload animation, and sometimes I wasn't sure if the gesture registered or if I missed the beat and it reloaded slower. I was shaking my controller trying to get the thing to reload, not sure if it was doing it or just taking a while. Switching weapons also felt a bit finicky. The game uses an Alex-style weapon selection, but it's kind of just clunkier. The quick switching works fine, but the gesture wheel, it just kind of did feel frustrating at times. Overall, the shotgun was my favorite. When wielding it, it almost feels like an instrument to play the song. Other weapons they didn't seem as much a part of the music. And when you're in the heat of the battle, these things did matter. Time and time again, I felt myself always coming back to the shotgun, as it just made it easier to stay in rhythm, which is, quite frankly, the funnest way to play this game, and I just wish every weapon felt as fun as the shotgun. Okay, so verdict time. Would I recommend this game? Well, I really want to, because it does a lot right. The music is awesome, the gameplay is fun, but the concert is too short. You can pick different songs to play in each level, and those songs do change up the beat and therefore the feel of the level, but it's not really enough to say it adds a lot of content. Sure, there's difficulty settings, but every game has difficulty settings. If you're a high score chaser and a leaderboard gamer, well, this could be well worth your money. But for me, being a little short on content, and I really only like one, maybe two of the weapons, the pistols did grow on me over time, and I did get better with them. For me, I think I'm going to score this game a wait for sale. And I do really like the game, but for $30 with its flaws and its light content, yeah, wait for sale. And that's it for my review. If you found it helpful, let me know in the comments and give it a like. And if you really want to make my day and you're new here, press subscribe. I fist bump every time that number goes up. And gaining subscribers helps me get titles like this before they release so I can arm you with the knowledge you need when buying a game. And that's a wrap. Thanks, and catch you next time.